Okay, folks, so this year's Black Friday is going to have one of the best deals that you could ever hope for. However, nobody's going to be able to purchase it because apparently this Friday there's supposed to be a ceasefire starting at 7 a.m., in Israeli time, whatever time zone that is. I don't know exactly what time zone that is, but there's supposed to be a ceasefire and they're supposed to be releasing all the hostages in that deal, that hostage release deal that they've been working out. So that is really good news. The fighting will be stopped, at least temporarily for now. It's a ceasefire. It's not necessarily an end to hostilities. However, I don't think we're going to see an end to hostilities. But also, there was a destroyer had to defend itself from several attack drones in the Red Sea. Apparently, there's, Houthi rebels are still trying to take down a destroyer. I don't see why. I mean, they're not going to be able to do it. You'd have to send hundreds of these drones into one of these, and even still, I don't think they would be able to do it. You have to overwhelm one of these destroyers with so many drones that the Sea Whiz and all the air defenses it has can't stop that many drones. And that's a lot of drones to send in, y'all. I mean, that's just crazy. But yeah, so there's a lot going on. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. How the hell is your Thanksgiving going? I hope you're being thankful. I hope you're having a pretty good day. I hope you ate some turkey at least. And I hope you ate some cranberry sauce. I love cranberry sauce. I call it jelly, though. So if you hear me ever talk about it, I'm going to refer to it as jelly because it's jelly. It's not really sauce these days. It used to be sauce back in the day. I remember my grandma used to actually take cranberries and all the ingredients. I don't know what it takes to make it, but would actually make cranberry sauce. She wouldn't buy the stuff that comes in the can. That's jelly. It's BS, to be honest with you. I still like it, no doubt. But how's your Thanksgiving going? I hope you're having a pretty good one. We have got some stuff to get into today. I wanted to talk about it when it came out. I didn't get a chance to because there was other news, but today is a very slow news day, apparently. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this. It's not necessarily an old story. It was wrote up last night. But we're going to go ahead and talk about it anyway, because it's kind of interesting in a way. Kind of stupid too, but let's go ahead and get into it. Colorado Supreme Court to hear Trump 14th Amendment appeal. Now, if you didn't know, there's several cases. I'm sure it'll go through almost all of the states. They're trying to take Trump off the ballot using the 14th Amendment. However, hopefully, this specific case in Colorado will dissuade these people from trying to waste their time, I guess, because the text in the 14th Amendment is very clear, and we'll get into that. Let's go ahead and get into this story. The Colorado Supreme Court agreed late Tuesday to take up a case weighing whether to bar former President Trump from the 2024 ballot under the 14th Amendment. Like I said, they've been trying this all over the place. Tried it in New Hampshire, Minnesota, Michigan, Colorado, and Colorado is the important one. I think it was the very first one, and it's the one that had the most legitimacy, I guess. I don't know why, but it's because the other cases were pretty much arguing the same thing. It's just for some reason the news is deciding to cover this specific case. I'm guessing because the judge that was presiding over this case was clearly biased against Trump. She donated money to an organization that its entire existence for being is to take MAGA Republicans out of office to try to get them to where they're not going to be on the ballots, essentially. She donated money to that group. Yeah, there's groups out there that are totally existent upon getting MAGA Republicans off. That's just insanity to me. Do you? But wow is all I can say. Wow, really? There's groups out there for that, but hey, look, like I said, if you want to be a part of that group, go right ahead, be my guest, but good luck with that, because the MAGA movement isn't getting any smaller, folks. It is definitely not getting any smaller. It is only getting bigger and bigger, so Good luck with that, everybody. A lower court last week found that the former president engaged in insurrection by inciting the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot, but determined the constitutional probation on holding office after engaging in insurrection or rebellion did not apply to the presidency. That's right. Now, I was kind of shocked when I read that, and it said that they did find that he was liable for insurrection. And it just blows my mind that people still think that Donald Trump is responsible for what happened on January 6th, especially after this clip.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
And then even more, it's not only that clip exists, right? Because that clip does exist because I just played it. But the left seems to love to ignore that clip. But one thing they cannot ignore is this clip.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country.
And that right there removes any responsibility off of Donald Trump. The guy did not want that to happen, obviously. I don't know why people are still arguing this. It makes no sense to me. What is wrong with you people? Trump and the group of citizens seeking to remove him from the ballot have both appealed the decision. Yes, as you should. Good luck in that, though. Trump, in his appeal to the Colorado Supreme Court, said he agreed with the latter part of the ruling, kept him on the ballot, but is appealing on other issues, right, because he didn't incite insurrection, obviously. But the district court nonetheless made the legal and factual findings wholly unsupported in the law, and these errors demand review, especially if the petitioners in this matter also seek review of the sole dispositive issue upon which President Trump prevailed, Trump's attorney wrote. Left-leaning group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, or CREW, which filed the lawsuit on behalf of 4 Republicans and 2 independent Colorado voters, asked the state's top court to rule that the amendment does indeed apply to the presidency, and they cannot do that. These judges cannot. It is factually impossible for them to do that, and I will show you why here in a second. 14th Amendment prohibits someone from holding any office under the United States if they engaged in insurrection after taking an oath as an officer of the United States to support the Constitution. Colorado District Judge Sarah Wallace said in her ruling that the language means the 14th Amendment can't be used to prevent Trump from appearing on the ballot, regardless of whether the then president's actions on January 6th cleared the threshold. That's correct, and I'll show it to you right now. I went and clipped out Article 3 of the 14th Amendment, and we're going to go over that right now. All right, here we go. So here's the proof. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. If Congress wants to take Trump off the ballot, in other words, they can. Have to have a 2/3 vote to be able to do that. But that means, so the president and the vice president is immune from this clause of the 14th Amendment. Now, if Congress wants to change that, they can amend this amendment and put, president or vice president in there. And if they want to do that, I would suggest trying to do that. But good luck with that. Good luck with getting 2/3 of Congress to agree to that. Yeah. good luck. But let's continue with the story. Wallace ruled the presidency was not an office under the United States because the 14th Amendment explicitly lists all federal elected positions except for the presidency and vice presidency, which we just went over. Wallace further ruled Trump was not an officer of the United States in the first place, referencing other constitutional provisions that distinguish the presidency from federal officers. That's correct. The president cannot be an officer under the United States because technically he is the officer of the United States. That is the top job, so you can't be under. Yeah, I mean, if you notice, these legal documents are worded very specifically, and they throw a lot of legal mumbo jumbo in there for that reason. They are very precise in their wording if you read it out. That's what makes some of that legal BS so freaking hard to read, because they throw so many dadgum descriptive words in there, and it's like, okay, thereof, or how, and all this other shit. It's like, what in the fuck are we reading here? You have to sit there and think about it. Okay, under this, therefore not such as, limited to, and all that other bullshit. It's like, oh my God, can you just be plain and blunt? Yes, they are. They are so plain and so blunt, it is ridiculously hard to comprehend what they are saying sometimes. Now, I'm not saying that, you can't comprehend it, because you can. All you got to do is slow down and think exactly what they mean when they're saying this, and you'll see that they are very direct. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, passed after the Civil War, excludes from federal or state office those who engaged in insurrection against the Constitution after previously taking an oath to support it, Crew argued in its appeal brief. The case is one of multiple 14th Amendment lawsuits against Trump proceeding across the country. A liberal activist group that filed a lawsuit in Michigan appealed its case to the state's top court last week. Minnesota's top court threw out another 14th Amendment lawsuit earlier this month, so that is right. The text is very, very clear on this. I really don't see any more of these cases coming up, but they're probably going to do it. Like I said, I'm really surprised California, Washington, Oregon hasn't filed these lawsuits yet. I'm really surprised about those. New York, Massachusetts, all those, liberal places in the country, those liberal states, blue states. I'm very surprised a lot more of those hasn't filed these. But like I've always said, good luck with that. Hope you get your case in there, but I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. Trump's going to be on the ballot. And like I said in another video kind of talking about this, if you don't want Donald Trump to be president, come up with a better candidate than Joe Biden. I mean, by God, Joe Biden is like one of the worst, man. His polls numbers are way down right now. His approval rating is below 40%, and he just sucks, man. He really does. He's one of the worst presidents of my lifetime, if not the worst president of my lifetime. Obama was kind of bad, but he wasn't nearly as bad as Biden. But, like I said, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about all this. Should we take Trump off the ballot? Should they just leave this alone and let Trump do his thing? I don't really see that. I think that people, if they would just let Trump do his thing, like he did before. I mean, we had the greatest economy ever. Things were going really, really well. And I don't see why people are so reluctant to admit that things were going really, really well. I mean, gee whiz. He got a lot of stuff done, man. Like I said, we had the best economy. The border was doing okay. I mean, we still had issues at the border, but the border was okay. There was a lot less people coming into this country, illegally, that is. The economy was great. His foreign policy was off the chain. No new wars. We were backing away from the Middle East. He was trying to get out of Afghanistan. He was trying to get out of Syria. He was trying to get out of Iraq. Get out of all these places that we don't need to be. I mean, no new wars were started under Trump. That's something that no other president for a very long time can say. It's been a very long time since we've not had any war under a president. Like I said, let me know what you guys think about all this. And that's all I got for this one. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And for everybody else, including all the people I just talked about and everybody that makes it this far in the video, please smash that like button and do me a big favor and be positive and have a happy Thanksgiving. Peace.